Hi, my name is Nicole Fisher. I'm one of the Passionistas trainers. In this video today, I'm going to be telling you about how to book your first few parties. So during your time in the business, you are going to learn lots of different ways to book parties, whether it be blitzing or using social media to book parties. There's going to be lots of different ways, but how do you get those first initial parties on your books? Let's discuss that. So the first thing I want to talk about, and you may have seen this in some of the other videos, is that it's so important to book parties straight out the gate as soon as you sign up with your business. And like I said, you may have seen that, and that's because we cannot stress it enough. Booking those first initial parties is crucial to your business. Bookings are the measure of your success. Without hostesses, we do not have a business. So it's very, very important to make sure you're always booking parties and that is your number one focus right now. We hear it all the time that people want to wait until they get their kit before they book parties, or until they know the products, or until they know the demo, or whatever the case may be. We 100% promise you, we will make sure that we give you the tools to make sure that you are ready for your first few parties once they actually take place. But you want to get those parties on the books now. It is proven that if you do your first 3 parties in your first 30 days in business, you're going to be 10 times more likely to stay in business. We want to make sure that you make your kit money back right away. You've made an investment and you want to make that money back as quickly as possible. Business versus busy activities. So again, you may feel like you're doing a lot of work and you're getting your business started and you're focusing on a lot of things, but if you're not using the time that you have to work your business to work business generating activities, then you aren't really using your time wisely enough to move your business forward. It's so important that you utilize that time to book parties, or to even get people on your team eventually, but book parties right now is your number one focus. So the first goal is to book 6 parties in your first 6 weeks. Now, you have already dated your first 3 parties. You've already dated your Pop the Box, your launch party, and your encore party, right? So now we need 3 more parties. So how do we do that? The first party that I highly recommend is to do a bestie party. So who is your best friend, or one of your couple of best friends, whatever you have, that is going to come through for you and host a party? That's going to be your very first outside of your own home party. So your bestie party. The second one you want to think about is who owes you a favor. So, who have you done favors for in the past that would owe you a favor, because they're going to be the ones that are going to help you to start your business. When it comes to approaching your family and friends, it's almost like you're not really going to give them an option to host a party for you, your close family and friends. So you are going to basically tell them you have to book 6 parties in your first 6 weeks because you just started a business as a pure romance consultant, and that you need their help to get your business launched. And just say, when are you able to host a party for me and help me out? Just give them a few open dates, and there you go. Now, outside of that, I'm going to go over a few things for you to do. But the first thing I want to mention before that is that Facebook is a very passive way, or any social media is a very passive way for you to basically promote your business. Now, I don't mean when you're private messaging anyone or anything like that. That's not passive. But when you just post something on social media, let's say I started a business as a pure romance consultant. Who wants to book a party with me? It is very slim that people are going to actually take action on that post. It's very passive. Unfortunately, there are a lot of different companies out there, and people are always being sold to. So when they see those posts over and over again, it almost makes them shy away from even looking at it. So we need to find different ways to approach people and to connect with people and make them feel like you truly value them and want them to benefit from a party. So let's talk about how that's going to happen. So the first thing is your 30-second commercial. So I know that this was also covered in the waiting for your kit to arrive, but it is really important for you to have a good 30-second commercial on what you would say when you start your business, when someone asks you what it is that you do. So for instance, mine is, we do in-home and online parties for women where we teach you how to enhance your sensuality, bring the spice back into the bedroom, and make women feel sexy and confident in every way possible. And we sell products to help you do that, everything from mild to wild. And then of course you always end with a question. Would you like to hear my open dates? Would you be interested in getting a few girls together? Do you like free stuff? That's always a great one, because who doesn't like free stuff? No one can say no to that, right? So that's kind of the 30-second commercial. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make an ABC list. Now, using your Franks list, Franks stands for, this is how you come up with all of the people that you know. It's friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids connections, obviously if you have children or maybe you have nieces and nephews, or your friends' children's connections, obviously not actual children, everyone needs to be 18 to enjoy our parties, but the kids' connections, as well as your significant other connection. So that's your Franks list. There should be at least 100 people on this ABC list. Now, if you're telling me you don't know at least 100 people, I challenge you to look at your Facebook and look at how many friends you have on Facebook, because most people have over 100 people on their Facebook. You know, and let's say you have 200, you cut that in half because not all are adult women. So you can absolutely use that as your starting guide if you can't think of anyone new. Just, you really want to think outside the box. It could be your hairdresser, it could be your postal worker, it could be someone you haven't seen in years. One of our very first parties was with a person that Ria went to high school with, who she hadn't talked to in years, and she was terrified of asking them for a party, and guess what? They booked with us, and it led to lots and lots of business after that. Okay, so the next thing, so that's your ABC list. Oh, and so what you're going to do is in your C list, you are going to put the people, this sounds crazy, I know. You're going to put the people who you absolutely 100% do not think would ever host a party, right? That's your C list. Then in your B list, you're going to put the people who you think might possibly book a party, but you're not sure yet. And then in the A list, you're going to put the people who you absolutely think would definitely book a party, or maybe they have already expressed interest in hosting a party, just haven't given you an actual date just yet. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to make a list of hot buttons. Hot buttons are reasons that people would host a party. Now let me ask you this, if you have ever been in direct sales before, or maybe you know someone who has been in direct sales before, and you've been approached by them to host a party or buy their products, typically speaking, what is the way that you get approached? I can probably tell you that the way that you get approached is by asking you if you would like to earn free product, right? So that is the way that most people approach others when they are asking them if they would like to host a party in most businesses. Okay, so here's the thing. This is a people business. It's a connection business. You want to make people feel like you value them as a person and that you know a little bit about them and that you're connecting with them. So let's talk about some hot buttons. Aside from free product, which might be someone's motivation for hosting a party, but what if they don't know what pure romance is or what it is that we have to offer? Then free product is not going to connect to them in any way. So some reasons that someone would host a party other than free product might be, maybe someone is a stay-at-home mom and they don't have time with people over 3 feet tall at all. So maybe they could just really use a girls' night. Maybe someone works 60 hours a week or 70 hours a week and they are just really stressed out, so they can also use a girls' night. Maybe you know someone who just got divorced, so she needs a girls' night. Maybe you know someone who's getting married, so she needs a girls' night. There are so many different reasons that you can have for approaching someone to book a party. So what you're going to do is you're going to make this list, and then you are going to connect that list to your ABC list. And you might think of different things to approach someone. Now, if you aren't sure about that person's life and you're friends with them on Facebook, I know this seems a little bit like maybe stalkerish and maybe like it's going to take a little extra time, but I promise you, just if you take the extra couple of seconds, then it really is appreciated to show that you value someone, you know, because not everyone shows up on our news feed. So if you just take a second to look at someone's profile and learn a little bit about them as a person, you can simply see if they, you know, have children or, you know, whatever the case may be. It could be whatever, it could be anything. You can use that as leverage to get someone to book a party and to make that connection with them, which is very important. Okay, so what are you going to say to them? So you're going to PM them or call them or text them, whatever you think is going to be best for you, as well as what you think is going to get the best results to get that person to book a party. You're going to start a normal conversation with them, and then you're going to say, hey, so I just started a business as a pure romance consultant. Have you heard of it before? Obviously, depending on their answer, you're going to give your 30-second commercial or just go into your asking them to book a party. So you're going to say, I've been challenged to book 6 parties in my first 6 weeks to start my business off. And I immediately thought of you because XYZ. So because I know you're really, really stressed because you have a lot of kids and you're always with them all the time because you're a stay-at-home mom, and I know that you probably could use some time to yourself. Would you be interested in getting the girls together for a fun, kid-free night? So what we're doing is we're making it about them. Yes, you're asking for help, which when asked for help, a lot of women will come to the rescue and help you out because they feel needed. However, you are also making that connection with them, make them feel valued, make them feel like you truly know them and know their needs so that you are making that connection with them. Okay, so the next thing is you may hear the word no, or maybe you won't hear anything at all. And that is quite common, especially these days with social media. Unfortunately, a lot of people read messages and they don't even think to answer them, or maybe they're busy when they see them and they just forget about it. So if you don't get an answer, that's okay. It's normal, and try not to take it personally. When you hear the word no, that doesn't always mean no. It just means not right now. In a lot of cases, but you can watch the Overcoming Obstacles or Overcoming Objections video to help you to understand how to overcome those obstacles. But I will tell you this, when you hear the word no, maybe you're afraid of hearing the word no, so you're afraid to ask people to host a party. But here's the thing. If you ask someone to host a party and they say no, especially if you don't really know the person well at all, does your life change for the worse? No, it doesn't. It's not going to make any effect in your life. Chances are, if it's someone you don't know well, you're probably not even going to speak to them anyway, other than this interaction and then hopefully at a party. But if they say yes, it's going to make a huge difference, and it could lead to thousands of dollars in your pocket. It could lead to new friends, new connections, lots of fun, and all kinds of good things. So we always say go for no. That is really important. You always want to try to just look out for the no's, and even if you don't expect a yes, eventually you will get them. Also, if someone says no and you've already tried to overcome all of their objections, so you know that they are set on not having a party right now, again, that's okay. Don't forget to ask for a referral. So that's okay. I understand that you don't want to host a party right now. Do you know anyone who may be interested in hosting a party instead? Or maybe you know someone who would be interested even in the business opportunity and joining my team. You always want to ask for referrals, because you'd be so surprised how many people know other people who have mentioned in the past, or maybe they just know that someone would enjoy a party. But without asking for it, you're going to get 0% referrals of the ones that you don't ask for. If you just ask, you will get referrals. So those are going to be your initial parties that you're going to book. Like I said, you're going to learn lots of different tips on how to book parties in the future, but this is how you're going to get those first few parties on the books. So I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions, make sure you write them down so that you can ask your trainer when you do your call on that. Okay, so good luck booking those parties, and welcome to the team.